In my last video, I discussed the advantages of renting versus buying your primary home. Alright, and in this video, we will talk about what are the advantages of buying instead of just renting. So maybe this will help you decide if it's time for you to buy, or probably at least can start to convince you that, okay, I'll start to buy my own property instead of just renting for a very long time. If you've been renting for so long and you're thinking, maybe dapat bumili na ako ng property, then watch this video until the end. So let's talk about the different advantages of buying your own home, your primary home versus renting. The first advantage is that the payment eventually ends. So whether your mortgage is 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, even 30 years to pay kung through Pag-ibig financing yan, eventually it will end. So if you're living in a house, at least you know up until when you will be quote-unquote renting kasi you'll be paying doon sa bank. And then eventually when you start to fully pay your house, then you may not rent anymore and stop paying anymore. So mas less yung concern if you need to work pa forever, etc. So you can, when you retire, at least wala ka nang iniisip na babayaran. So that's one of the major advantages. Unlike when you're renting, of course, if you don't pay rent, papaalisin ka. So yun, yung parang yung peace of mind at least nandoon pag na fully pay mo yung bahay. Of course, medyo long yung commitment, I understand. But you know, kung talagang siseryosohin mo, kakayanin mo, eventually if you fully pay that, sa'yo na yung bahay. Right? The second advantage is that the freedom to design and renovate. So if you're just renting, yes, you can design, you can repaint, renovate ng konti, paayos yung bahay. However, again, kapag alis mo, hindi mo madadala yun. Di ba? Pag natapos yung rental contract mo, yung lease contract mo, and then you decide to transfer or pinaalis ka. No, I remember when I'm still young, and then my parents na nagre-rent kami, and then pinaalis kami dun sa kung saan kami comfortable na quadruplex. We are forced to move, di ba? Kasi gagamitin ng mga anak, no, yung 4 na anak ng may-ari, yung quadruplex niya, di ba? So wala sa plans, but we are, you know, kind of forced to move. So wala na, ano, kumbaga kahit wala pa sa plano, kailangan talaga magkaroon ng bagong plano, ganun. So dito, no, kapag binarenovate mo yung sarili mong bahay, sa'yo na talaga siya, pina-extend mo, nilagyan mo ng what you call this, ng terrace, pina-extend mo sa gilid, pinabubungan mo and all, sa'yo na talaga siya. So nadadagdag siya dun sa value ng property. Unlike, for example, now I'm renting a bigger house than what I have where we used to live. Gusto namin pagawa yung, for example, yung CR, gusto na papalitan ng mga tiles and all. Pag ginawa namin yun at umalis kami, hindi na sa amin yun. So doon na yun sa may-ari ng property, di ba? So yun yung medyo limitation lang, right? The third advantage of buy your own house is that stable yung monthly payments mo. So yes, mas mataas siya sa simula. Pero the course of 20 years, 30 years, flat na yun relatively. No, kung meron mang fluctuation ng konti, kumbaga maliit na lang, no? So maybe sa changes ng interest rate, pero relatively flat yung amortization na kailangan mong bayaran. So darating yung time na napakaliit na nung amount na yun, no? Imagine 20, 30 years from now. Unlike when you're renting, when you renew your contract, usually may mga landlords na talagang required, na based on the contract, required mag-increase 5%, 10% of the rental amount. No? So kasi syempre nag-a-adjust din yan through inflation. So when you own a property, maaring mahal siya simula, eventually after 10, 15 years, maliit na lang yung amount na yun. Right? The fourth advantage is that it gives you a sense of pride and dignity. Diba? Iba yung may pakiramdam na may sarili kang property, may sarili kang bahay, and peace of mind, no, na alam mong wala na magpapaalis sa'yo. Well, yung bangko or si Pag-ibig, the financial institution, pwede kang paalisin pag hindi ka nakabayad. Ibang usapan yun. Alright? But, you know, if kumbaga, hindi biglaan or makokontrol mo. It's within your control. Unlike, for example, again, yun nga, let's say, yun nga, before, no, gagamitin ng mga anak, mag-aasawa na, so kailangan lumipat kami. Ngayon, for example, yung pinakamay-ari is living in Canada. If, let's say, they decide to retire here in the Philippines, so, di ba, maybe kunin nila yung property, di ba, and ma-force kami na ma-evict kami and humanap kami ng ibang property. So, those are some of the concerns, alright, of renting instead of buying. Alright, the fifth advantage is that it acts as a savings program and it builds equity. So let me explain. Alright, since naguhulog ka sa property mo, di ba, yes, medyo mahal siya, mas compared sa rent, no? With the same size, let's say a studio unit na 50 square meters, alright, pag nag-rent ka, maybe you can only rent it for 30,000. If bumili ka, baka 60,000, baka doble. But yung sobrang binabayad mo na yun, in fact, nagiging savings mo yun kasi nga nagiging sayo siya. So, when you compute your net worth, ganyan, in fact, nakakaipon ka pala. No? If you really do the math, nakakaipon ka pala. So, nagiging savings mo siya. And then, no, it builds equity. The equity is the difference between, kunyari, naka-loan ka, and then may loan ka, for example, 2 million pesos. And then, naibenta mo yung property, let's say, at 4 million pesos. So, yung tubo na 2 million, or yung difference na 2 million, hindi pala tubo. The difference of the 2 million, yun yung matitira sa'yo, di ba? Less all the taxes that you need to pay the broker and all. Alright? So, yung difference na yun, that's your equity. Yun yung naipon mo over the years of you paying. So, hindi lahat natapon na pinayad mo lang sa landlady mo and income na ng ibang tao yun. So, that's one way to look at it. Number six reason is it gives you capital appreciation. Alright? So, naghulog ka, nabili mo yung property. Let's say, one of my properties I bought 14 years ago, pre-selling na condo, etc. 2.1 million lang siya. No? So, one-bedroom condo in Mandaluyong. Alright? And ngayon, 14 years after, no, it is worth already at least double of that. No? About 4.2 million, maybe higher, no, doon sa lugar na yon. No, in fact, the pre-selling condominiums, hindi man lang nakatayo yan, ang mahal na. No, ang mahal na sa lugar na to. Before, I think, nabili ko yung property at less than 100,000 per square. Ngayon, pre-selling condos in Mandaluyong is about 300,000 per square. Alright? So, sabi mo na nga lang kahit mabenta ko ng 200,000 dahil mas luma na siya, ganun pa rin. Alright? So, nadoble na yung price. So, nag-appreciate yung capital. Even may binayaran akong interest through the loan and all. So, na-offset yon because of capital appreciation, because real estate is, you know, historically goes up in value. Most, if not all, properties will go up in value. Alright? Even condominium yan, di ba, nag-depreciate din yan eventually after so many years, probably after 40, 50 years, no, the price may not be that high anymore. But hindi natin masabi, no, kasi syempre, everything will go up naman. At least nag-appreciate yung capital. So, nasasabayan niya in fact yung inflation. Real estate has the ability to, you know, hedge inflation kasi sa pagtaas ng bilihin, tataas din yung presyo ng property. No? So, at least nasasabayan niya. Right? So, it's for capital appreciation, it's actually hedging inflation. This number 7 is related to number 5, which is it has the ability to grow your net worth. Alright? So, kasi nga nagsisave ka, so hindi mo namamalayan, nagsisave ka, naguhulog ka ng every month amortization. And then, no, like from my experience, there are times na, uy, lahat ng kinita ko ngayong buwan, parang naubos lang ah. But when I check my net worth, like on a quarterly basis, lumalaki siya. And come to think of it, maybe the reason is, lumiliit yung loan, kasi di ba may loan ka sa bank, lumiliit yun, nababawasan every month. Tapos, yung price ng property, once in a while, probably every 2 years, 3 years, nag-a-adjust yun, pwedeng tumaas. Diba? So, naiipon yun as your net worth. Na dati, nag-start tayo, zero yung net worth, hanggang lumaki na siya ng lumaki, simply because of, you know, investing in property. So, that's very, one of the very good advantages of owning a property, even if it's your own home. Alright? Number 8, the 8th reason, the 8th advantage is that you can use this property as a collateral for mortgage. So, let's say after paying, no, after mo ma-fully pay yung property, fully paid ka na, nasa yun yung titulo. Pwede mo ulit itong iutang, gawin collateral, right? Isanla, para magamit mo yung pera to fund whatever purpose that you would want. Sana investment. So syempre, either you buy another property in cash or pang down payment sa isang malaking property. Let's say, bibili ka ng apartment building naman, 50% down payment yung niloan mo and then ilo-loan mo yung balance. Pwedeng ganon. Or magtatayo ka ng negosyo. Tatayo ka ng negosyo, you need additional capital. Isanla mo yung titulo mo, yung property mo. Mati-take out mo ulit yun para magamit, no, yung pera for whatever purpose. And then, ang maganda pa kasi sa loan ng property, hindi ganun kataas yung interest. Dahil property yan eh. Banks like properties. No? Kaya lower yung interest rate. Like naglalaro lang yan from 7% to 9%. Kung nasa bangko, sometimes lower than 7% pag may mga promos. Diba? So in a stable economy, in the Philippines naman, we're quite stable. Hindi sobrang tumataas ang interest rates. Diba? So ngayon, 7 to 8% ang interest rate ng bangko. So you can use your property as a collateral for mortgage. But then again, make sure if you do that, sana sa negosyo, sana to buy another property. Alright? Hindi yung ilo-loan mo lang yan dahil gusto mo mag-travel abroad. Hindi ganon. No? So make sure that you use debt wisely. Use debt wisely. Alright? Dapat good debt yung paggagamitan mo na yun. But you know, di ba, savings mo na siya, may utang mo pa siya. And let's say, kung nabili mo lang yan 2 million before at ngayon 4 million na siya, let's say the bank grants you an 80% loan out of your property. So 3.2 million na yung nautang mo from a previously 2 million worth of property. So lumaki talaga yung equity. Nakapag-utang pa ng mas malaki compared sa naibayad mo lang in the past. So that's how powerful owning a property is. Another thing pa pala na hindi ko nabanggit kanina in terms of, you know, filing a loan, let's say dun sa mortgage. Ako, as much as possible, if you can loan short term, the better. That's my favorite. Yung condo ko, na binili ko 14 years ago, 4 years, less than 4 years yung down payment period, and then 10 years lang yung loan. So tapos ko na siyang bayaran, right? That's my first investment. 24 years old ako nag-start. Ngayon, I'm 37 years old. Alright, so tapos ko ng bayaran, kakatapos lang, no, kasi 10 years to pay lang. So, magagamit yun to buy another property or bumili na naman ako another property. Yung budget ko na pinang-monthly ko rito, no, pwede kong pangbili ng another property. That's what I can do. Ideally, short term if you can. Alright, kung talagang primary home mo to, then, sige, okay lang hanggang 30 years. Kung wala kang plano mag-reinvest, buy another property, sige, stretch mo yan yung 30 years ni pag-ibig. Alright? Pero kung if you wanna be more, aggressive, gusto mo makabili pa ng more properties in the future, try to purchase your property short term kung maglulungan ka. 5 years, 10 years, maybe maximum of 15 years. No? Pero kung kaya mo yung 10 years, for me, 10 years is the sweet spot in terms of the loan. Based on my own computation. Again, this is not financial advice. Tingin ko lang siya. Number 9, it builds generational wealth. So, syempre, pag nagkulog ka ng property, naging sayo na siya, pwede mo siyang maipamana. Unlike kapag nagre-rent ka lang forever, wala kang ipapamana sa mga anak mo. Alright? So, sa mga kaapu-apuhan mo, kung marami kang property, pwede mo itong maipamana. Of course, I'm also in the insurance industry, so sometimes we say na hindi naman laging property yung gusto ng mga anak, ng mga apo. Pero still, better pa rin na meron kang ipapamana. Diba? Kung talagang kumanda yung negosyo mo at lumakikita mo, di sana kung 3 anak mo, 3 property pamana mo para hindi mag-away-away, diba? No, so, and hopefully you still have a separate cash kasi kailangan din naman ng tao ng cash. Alright, but ibang usapan yun. Alright, balik tayo dito sa it builds generational wealth, diba? Lumalaki yung net worth, yung wealth ng family, nung apelyido nyo, diba? Dahil may mga properties. Napakalaki nito. Of course, dapat lang, you have knowledge, you continue to study just like what you're doing now. Turuan mo rin yung mga anak mo, i-prepare mo yung estate tax mo para in case in the future you have a lot of properties, make sure mabayaran yung estate tax because I've seen people na marami silang property at hindi mabayaran yung estate tax, sa ngayon 6% of the total estate, total assets. Kailangan mo nang bayaran yun bago ma-transfer sa heirs. Yung titulo, di ba? Hindi yan basta ita-transfer eh. Kailangan magbayad ng estate tax yung deceased owner. Alright? So yun naman, that's where insurance comes in. Alright? And number 10, the 10th reason, the 10th advantage is that you will be able to earn rental income kapag fully paid na or even lumipat ka ng property, lumaki yung family mo, just like what happened to me. I have different properties. Hindi ko na tinitirahan yun. Lumipat ako, nagre-rent ako for a bigger property. But my 2 condos, I am able to rent it out. I have another lot. Ayun naman, binabayaran ko lang din, hinuhulugan ko for capital appreciation. Right? So yun, you're able to earn rental income. Or if you have a house, a big house, and then merong, extension yan, pwede mong ipa-Airbnb. I'll tell you a story. I remember when I was in US, noong 2019, nag-Airbnb ako. Nag-Airbnb kami ng wife ko and my son. So, ang ganda ng bahay, sa Chino Hills. We went there. House siya, pero room lang yung sa amin. So, sa pagpasok sa unahan, alright, may harang, and then you turn right, dun yung unang room, tapos may CR, may guest room. Ganon. So, ang ganda kasi may privacy kami. Hindi naman nakikita yung owners na meron silang separate entrance. Hindi ka makakapasok sa bahay nila kasi may another pinto. Diba? So, pagpasok mo ng main door, you turn right, yun, dun, naka-Airbnb siya. So, while they're living there at the same house, may nagre-rent dun sa house nila. So, maybe you can also do that. Siyempre, kung maganda-ganda yung bahay, ayusin mo, or, yung bahay nyo, something, it's near to a good destination. Like, for example, you live in Pampanga, you're near Clark, so pwede mong parentahan yung property mo doon. If you have a house in Tagaytay, doon ka rin nakatira, meron kang extension na room, pwede mong parentahan, those things, diba? So, it can create passive income, it can create rental income. Or again, if you vacate your home, nag-upgrade ka, di pwede mong maparentahan yung property na yon. So, nakapag-build ka. So, how about you? Maybe you have other things, other ideas on why buying is better than renting. Leave in the comment section. Let me know. Share it with me. Alright? And maybe if hindi ka pa rin convinced, maybe renting, tingin mong para sa'yo. No, again, watch the video that I created about what are the advantages naman of renting versus buying. Go ahead and watch that video. And if you feel naman na buying yung para sa'yo and you need assistance, no, we have our company, Driven Marketing Group. It's a real estate marketing company. We are present in Metro Manila and nearby provinces, Pampanga, Bulacan, Rizal, Cavite, Laguna, and Batangas. We have people there, we have partners there. So just let me know and ano yung hinahanap nyo, the budget, the location, and all. And I will be able to probably assign an agent or a broker to assist you. So if you have questions, let me know. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video about properties naman and about investing. So thank you very much for watching. See you again in my next video.